Idea came from a recent poll that showed about half of all Monopoly players have tried to cheat while they play. Monopoly, the Cheaters Edition, due out this fall. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
This is a special announcement for all Americans who owe back taxes to the IRS or state. Pay attention. There's a special toll-free hotline set up especially for you. This hotline will give you free information on how you can legally reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call the Taxpayer Hotline today at 800-441-1943. Grab a pen or put the number in your cell phone. 800-441-1943. You'll speak with qualified professionals who'll tell you how to stop the collection calls, IRS letters, bank levies, and wage garnishments. And they'll deal directly with the IRS on your behalf, so you don't have to. Even if you haven't filed returns or you already are in a payment plan, you can still get relief. New IRS settlement policies have opened the doors for a fresh start. But hurry, this won't last forever, and your tax problem will only get worse if you do nothing or try to handle it yourself. It makes a big difference in who you call. So call the Taxpayer Hotline today for free information. 800-441-1943. 800-441-1943.
Brought to you by South Coast Tax.
Do you drop your change in the bottom of your purse? Did you know that loose change could help someone struggling to pay their electric bill? The Glasgow EPB has partnered with Community Relief for a new roundup program. By agreeing to have your EPB bill rounded to the next highest dollar, the change will be provided to Community Relief to help the less fortunate here in our community. Your spare pennies can make a huge difference for those struggling to pay for their vital electricity. If you're interested in the program, please call the Glasgow EPB at 651-8341.
At the People's Bank in Glasgow, we believe that people still like the friendly atmosphere of a community bank. A bank where you're more than just a number. You get one-on-one personal service. A bank where your money is reinvested in the community. And decisions, well, they're all made locally. The People's Bank gives you everything you'd expect in a bank, including online and mobile banking. Get the banking you deserve. Located at 605C on the Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. The People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you feel like your primary care provider really listens to you? Do they take good care of you? Do they give you direction for your health and are there for you whenever you feel you need treatment? If so, great. If not, Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic is here to take on that role. I'm nurse practitioner Brittany Jackson, and we have built our practice on meeting the needs of our patients and being there for them when they feel ill, just need a checkup, have to have a physical for school, sports, or a CDL license, or when they just don't know where to turn. In our first year in practice, we are thrilled to have been able to help so many and provide them with quality, timely health care. Don't wait until you're sick. Let us establish you now as a patient and have your medical history on hand and ready to go. You'll be pleased with your decision. We are Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic, located on the corner of North Race and Cherry Streets in Glasgow. 270-629-6722. Jot that number down, put it in your phone, and have it ready for when you need quality health care. You can also connect with us on Facebook. Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic, 270-629-6722. Let your hometown healing begin.
Nurse, I need you to apply pressure to the head wound until I can get to it. I'm concerned she's lost too much blood.
Oh, no.
You in the corner, who are you? You're not supposed to be here.
She's my girlfriend, Doctor.
You need to wait out in the waiting room.
Please, Doctor, I want to stay with her.
Look, she's been badly injured. So if you want to do what's best for her, you need to let us do our work.
Please, Doctor, she has to be okay. I didn't mean to do this. I love her.
Wait a second. You were the driver?
Yes, but I didn't mean to. I swear, we went to dinner. I was just buzzed. I only had a few drinks.
Just buzzed? Why didn't you tell us that? In that case, your girlfriend is fine.
Hey, sweetie. I feel great. You want to get out of here?
I can't believe this. Really, Doctor? She's really okay?
What, are you kidding? No, not really. Nurse, get me a suture kit. Stat.
Buzzed driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Ad Council, and this station.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
9 minutes after 6 o'clock and 47 degrees here this morning. We are looking to actually get a little bit warmer and then nosedive as we head toward late night tonight. Ray says, yeah, that's what it's going to do.
Expecting some rain and then colder temperatures. Off to our east, winter weather advisories kick in this afternoon for maybe some light accumulations of snowfall. Wouldn't be surprised if we see at least some snowflakes later today, early tonight. Clouds will be gathering this morning and a little bit of rain around, and falling temperatures as we get into the afternoon to near 35 with some rain, possibly briefly mixing with a little snow, maybe ending as a period of snow early tonight. And then overnight clearing sky, colder 17. Sunny on Friday, colder 32. And then 42 and cloudy Saturday. Chance of rain Saturday night into early Sunday. Sunday's highs in the low 40s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Let's look at our current conditions. There's a breeze out there this morning and a little chill in the air, too. About southwest breeze at around, 8 miles an hour. Pressure's dropped to 29.97, 61% humidity, and we're at 47 now, WCLU. Let's go live to the newsroom for the 6 o'clock morning edition. Angela Briggs, good morning.
Good morning, Henry. A threat made by a student leads to an arrest. Just before 9 a.m. yesterday morning, the high school student stated, "I am going to bring an automatic rifle to school." Now, the Hart County Sheriff's Office was immediately called to Hart County High School. Deputy Jeff Lawler, who was at the high school, took that student into custody. As a result of making the threat, the student was charged with terroristic threatening, second degree. And in Hart County candidate filings for the upcoming election for Circuit Court Clerk, you've got incumbent Kayla Roundtree, who's a Democrat, running a three-way primary against Lance Struther and Lori Reynolds. In the race for Judge Executive, two new folks. Joe Choate is a Democrat, running against Republican Terry Shelton. County Attorney Mike Nichols will run unopposed. He is the Democrat incumbent in that office. Democrat Lisa Hensley Sanders is the current county clerk, and she will continue unopposed. In the race for sheriff, there will be a two-way primary in the Democrat side. Incumbent Boston Hensley will be up against Zane Greer, and Republican Jeff Wilson is also running for the office. Incumbent jailer Israel Brown Bergenson will run unopposed as a Democrat for jailer. PVA Democrat Cindy Atwell is the incumbent. She will run unopposed, as will Reggie Pettit. He's the Republican coroner. And in the race for Magistrate District 1, incumbent Gary Gardner is up against James Gary Puckett. They're both Democrats. District 2, incumbent Ricky Alvey is up against Randy Russell, both Democrats as well. District 3, Ronnie Reardon against Edwin Lindsay, both Democrats. Incumbent Doug Wells in District 4 is running unopposed, and incumbent Lee Miles running in District 5 unopposed. In the race for Constable, District 1, Billy Buckminton is the incumbent. He's unopposed. District 2, Democrat Terrell Riley is the incumbent. He'll be running a three-way primary against Walter Bush and Kevin Cox. District 3, incumbent William Tweedy running against James Kersey, both Democrats. District 4 and District 5 are both unopposed. Dennis Amos is the incumbent, so is Joseph Joey Thompson. And in Metcalfe County, in the race for Judge Executive, in the race for Circuit Court Clerk, incumbent Republican Tommy Garrett will be up against Erica Shive Hensley. She's a Democrat. Judge Executive, incumbent Democrat Greg Wilson will have two Republicans to run, or have one Republican to run against his father as a primary. Harold Stilts will be up against Scott Mosby. In the race for County Attorney, you've got two Republicans, incumbent Barry Gilley and Sharon Bowles Howard. Democrat Carol England Cheney is the incumbent for county clerk. She will run unopposed. In the race for sheriff, Democrats Dalton Bragg and Alan Huffman will go up against Republicans Joshua Coy Neal, Ricky Brooks, Wendell Sexton, and David Irwin. In the race for jailer, Democrat incumbent Jimmy Shive will have a four-way primary. Other Democrats include Tommy McCoy, Chris Woody Bennett, and Paul King. On the Republican side of the jailer's race, Danny Hawley, Tommy Joe Young, and Randall Shive. PVA incumbent Michael Welsh, he's a Democrat. He'll run unopposed, as will Democrat coroner Larry Wilson. In the race for magistrate in the 1st District, Democrat incumbent Kitty Scott will have a primary opponent. It's John Thompson, and Joe Billy Froge is running on the Republican side of that race. In District 2, we've got 9 candidates. On the Democrat side, Coy Neal, Bobby Irwin, Scotty Posey, Deward Lyle, and James Ray Fancher. On the Republican side, Jason Tucker, Eddie Welsh, Joe South, and Kevin Crane. And in the District 4 for Magistrate, incumbent Teresa White Hamlet will have a large primary. Roger Jesse, Dennis Tobin, Eddie Shirley, Doug Harrison, Kenneth Knipp, all on the Democrat side of that. And in District 4, the Republican side, Ronnie Miller and John King. And for Constable, Tony Shockley's in District 1. District 2, Democrats Jeffrey Garman and Coy Neal against Adam Bennett and Josh Cole. District 3, Dwight Smith's a Republican. District 4, Stanley Burris is a Democrat. All those incumbents. Right now it is 6:14 a.m., 47 degrees.
Do you
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Growth begins with an idea. At the
In more local news, a student-run meteorology group at WKU has been included in the top 100 meteorology social media accounts by Atmo Life. White Squirrel Weather is an applied research professional student service learning initiative at Western, comprised largely of students who have each devoted their efforts toward providing focus-based, real-time observations and forecast weather content to the WKU campus and community for the purposes of hazard mitigation and emergency preparedness and management. Atmo Life's unranked list recognizes those in the atmospheric science community who bring their unique scientific perspectives to Twitter in the most intriguing, informative, thought-provoking, humorous, or jaw-dropping fashions. Now, White Squirrel Weather was cited for providing fun and easy-to-discern weather information for WKU. Other university meteorology organizations need to take notes from these folks. I like the last line, said Josh Durkee, Associate Professor of Meteorology at WKU and Director of White Squirrel Weather. In the academic organization category, the only listed 3 institutions, Penn State, North Carolina State, and WKU. So they're in great company. WKU alumnus Landon Hampton was also included for his weather blog. More young adults in Kentucky are vaping than ever before, now which is concerning health groups who say electronic cigarettes are not a safe alternative to smoking. Now, data from the latest Kentucky Health Issues poll shows nearly half of Kentuckians between the ages of 18 and 29 have tried an e-cig. That's up from 37% last year. Amy Barkley with the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids says the findings are troubling because data shows e-cigarettes are a gateway to cigarettes for young people.
While we have made a lot of progress in reducing youth smoking, with the rise of e-cigarettes, we're encouraging kids who wouldn't have smoked to get addicted to nicotine and then from their e-cigarette use go on to the use of regular combustible cigarettes.
Many manufacturers contend e-cigs are less harmful than tobacco cigarettes and can be a tool for smokers trying to quit. Barkley says there are still too many unknown safety concerns, adds the FDA needs to take the immediate action to restrict the sale and marketing of electronic cigarettes to youths. The survey also found vaping more prevalent among young adults compared with older generations, with just 3 in 10 adults reporting ever using e-cigarettes. Barkley says that's not surprising.
These e-cigarettes are candy flavored. We've seen gummy bear, cotton candy. I mean, it's pretty obvious that these products are not just targeted to adults looking for a healthier alternative. They're targeting kids to get them addicted to nicotine.
The survey also added about safety and found more than about half Kentucky adults believe the aerosol in electronic vapor products to be somewhat harmful to children, while more than a fourth believe the aerosol can cause a lot of harm. Right now it's 6:19 a.m. on this Thursday morning, 47 degrees.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve.
Commonwealth Honors Academy are now available online. See the informational poster in the college hallway. In sports news, all boys and girls tennis players for the 2018 season should turn in the player information and code of conduct form to the office and pick up the guidelines, practice, and match schedules. Please do this by Friday, February 2nd. Congratulations to the Scotties basketball team and the Lady Scotties basketball team for their wins over Warren East this week. The Lady Scotties will host Casey County tonight starting at 5:30. The Scotties and Lady Scotties will visit Logan County on Saturday and Metcalfe County on Tuesday. Good luck, Scotties. This has been McKay Bowles for this week's Scotty Report. Shine on, Scotties, and stay true to the blue.
Citizens First Mobile Banking makes your nearest branch as close as your mobile phone.
The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Glasgow.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
Local news time from WCLU is 6:22. We have 47 degrees. We'll check in with Ray Stajic in just a moment to find out that we're going to go on, once again, the big roller coaster here today. So we'll have information for you about that in just a couple of moments. In area funeral announcements this hour, Edna Frances McCandless, age 93, of Glasgow, died Tuesday at Glenview Healthcare Facility. The Metcalfe County native was a former employee of Handmacher in Glasgow. Survivors include her daughter, Renee Bushway of Glasgow, a sister, Betty Ellis of Louisville, a brother, Robert Glover of Summershade. Funeral services for Edna Frances McCandless will be at 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 2 p.m. at the funeral home. Nevada Herbert Vincent, age 80, of Big Clifty, died Tuesday at his residence. The Edmonson County native was a press operator from Engelhard Chemical and a member of the Vincent Church. He leaves to honor his memory two daughters, Lynn Morgos and Michelle R. Embry, both of Big Clifty. One grandson, Dustin Bond of Big Clifty, and one brother, Billy L. Vincent of Brownsville. Services for Nevada Herbert Vincent will be at 2 o'clock on Sunday at the Patton Funeral Home's Brownsville Chapel. Interment is to be in the Cedar Grove Cemetery. Visitation from 4 until 8 Saturday and after 10 a.m. Sunday at the funeral home. Funeral services for Regina May Parrish Jones, age 84, of Burkesville, will be Friday at 2 p.m. at Memory Chapel of Norris New Funeral Home. Burial will be in the Burkesville Cemetery. Visitation is after 3 p.m. today until the funeral hour on Friday. The Norris New Funeral Home is in charge of those arrangements. Services for Nona Mae Jeffries, age 83, will be at 2 o'clock today at the Savoy Baptist Church, with burial to follow in the Jeffries Cemetery, with the Butler Funeral Home in charge of arrangements. Services for James Terrell Dunnigan, age 103, of Horse Cave, will be at 1 o'clock today at the Wynn Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Horse Cave Municipal Cemetery. Military honors provided by DAV, Chapter 20. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
BR Tire. We're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
To Scotty Gym for a freshman varsity doubleheader. Begins at 5:30. Joe Myers and Bruce Tribune will be on the air with live coverage of the varsity game at 6:45 tonight on 1490 WCLU and online at playwclu.com. In a girl-boy doubleheader, Caverna travels to Cumberland County tonight. The 19th Annual Caverna Super Show Live UCW Pro Wrestling annual fundraiser for Caverna High School boys basketball and baseball teams coming up Caverna Gym on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. That's Saturday, the 10th of February. Tickets may be purchased by any team member or at the school office during school hours. For information, call 606-813-0235. And also the 2018 Spring Soccer League sign-ups coming up Monday and continuing through March the 9th. Registration fee is $45 per participant with a $5 discount for each additional participant living in the same household. The leagues being offered are ages 5-6, 7-9, 10-12, and 13-14. For information on any of the Parks and Recreation's programs, call the Parks Department 651-3811 or 651-9012. Let's check out sports from across the state with KNN this morning.
Here's the score from the Kentucky News Network. I'm Scott Fitzgerald. Well, with all the turmoil surrounding the University of Louisville men's basketball team, many thought, well, what will this team become this year? So far, well, things gone pretty good. Last night, the Cardinals facing their biggest test of the season. They had a good measuring stick to see where they are and facing number 2 Virginia, who came into this contest at 20-1 overall in the season.
Darius bounces it to Spalding. Ray wants to work it in on Salt. Turn around right hand. Jump hook through for Ray Spalding.
Ray Spalding tying things up in the first half at 21 apiece. He'd go on to score 16 points. Ultimately, though, Louisville couldn't hang with the number 2 Cavaliers. They fall 74-64. Afterwards, head coach David Padgett.
When a team that is that good shoots the ball like that at home, I'm not really sure how you beat them. You know, we shoot 50% for the game, and we make 8 threes, which is the best we've ever shot against them. We have some turnovers, but when they shoot the ball like that, I mean, they're next to impossible to beat. So you just got to tip your hat and give them a lot of credit.
Louisville gets back on the hardwood Saturday to host Florida State. The Seminoles come in at 16-6 on this season. Western Kentucky Hilltopper basketball beginning a stretch of 6 of 10 games on the road to end the regular season, starting at UTEP tonight. The Hilltoppers are a half game back at the Conference USA lead after beating Marshall at home on Saturday. And the Murray State Racers carrying a 3-game winning streak and a run of 4 wins in their last 5 games as they also begin a road trip that starts tonight at Southeast Missouri. That's followed by a trip to UT Martin on Saturday. The Racers find themselves in second place in the OVC at 8-2. Racers are 1 game behind conference leader Belmont. Speaking of Belmont, they're in Richmond tonight to battle the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky. It's part of a men's-women's doubleheader. It's also a doubleheader in Morehead tonight as the Eagles of Morehead State welcome in Tennessee State. On women's college basketball, after earning back-to-back wins for the first time since early December, Kentucky looks looks to extend its winning ways tonight as they play host to Auburn inside Memorial Coliseum. Kentucky comes in at 11-11 on the season, 3-5 in the SEC. But they've been hot of late from the floor in the last 10 quarters, shooting 51.7% from the field. And it's battle for first place in the ACC as number 4 Louisville hits the road to face Virginia. The two teams enter tonight's contest in a three-way tie for first place in the ACC, that along with Notre Dame. The National Football League now, Super Bowl 52 featuring the Patriots and the Eagles, is only days away in Minneapolis. Today is the final time each squad will have media availability. Part of that media buzz is this Tom Brady's last go-round as the Patriots quarterback. Will the 40-year-old retire?
Why does everyone want me to retire so bad? I don't get it. I'm having fun. The team's doing good. I know I'm a little bit older than most of the other guys.
Meanwhile, Philadelphia Eagles coach Doug Peterson is enjoying his first Super Bowl and attributes getting there, well, to his relationship with his players in the locker room.
The challenge I had 2 years ago was, being the new head coach and getting them to buy into what I was sort of preaching and selling, and they've done that. And I think my relationship with the players and having been in the dressing room for 14 years, and I can relate to the players.
I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
All right, Scott, thanks a lot. 6:30 and 47 degrees from the studios of WCLU this morning. Time to learn more about the weather as we get on that proverbial roller coaster again, headed toward the weekend. Staff meteorologist Ray Stajic has a complete explanation of what's going to happen and when it's going to happen as we approach the weekend.
Watching clouds increase and then falling temperatures. There's advisories for snow off to our east. We'll go through this morning with thickening clouds and expecting to see some rain developing, then falling temperatures to near 35 later today. Wouldn't be surprised if somebody doesn't see some wet snowflakes. 1/4 inch of rain. Clouds break up tonight, clearing after midnight. Much colder, 17 degrees. Sunny and cold tomorrow, 32. Saturday, mostly cloudy, low 40s, and a chance of rain Saturday night into early Sunday. Sunday's highs in the low 40s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. We're at 47 this morning. Barometer's down at 29.97. Pretty dry air as the impending rain's yet to get close enough to a 61% humidity, and the winds are out of the southwest. Pretty good little bite there at 8 miles an hour this morning. 47 WCLU. It is 6:31, and we are going to be coming right back with we have the 1st of February archives coming up. Yes, it's going to be here, and we're going to do that for you, as well as check out some birthdays here on the Live and Local Morning Show from WCLU.
Why settle for less when you can do more with a new smartphone and get more for your trade? Now at Bluegrass.
Fat Saturday promotion coming up. Yeah, that's right. Fat Saturday heading into Fat Tuesday. It's going to be the weekend of the 10th of February, and they've got parades scheduled. They have special events. You're going to be, actually, I think there's a parade at 2 p.m., a parade at 6 p.m., and a whole lot of fun. You know, Ralphie's Their name is Fun Center, but they also live up to it with all these fun ideas and really neat things that actually make it a whole lot of fun just to go out there a whole bunch of times each and every week to Ralphie's Fun Center and celebrate, some birthdays, too, like we have today. We have, let's see, Miss Needy Martin celebrating. Jeff Furlong has a birthday, too. It's Lori Field's birthday. I have had a message on the answer machine earlier this morning that Jason Russell had a pair of 4s today. That's right. Jason is 44 today. Congratulations. Now let me get the gong out here and rattle out a couple of roosters. It is the 70 gong for Gail Matthews. And the 70 gong for Rebecca Thomas. Congratulations. Now we also have Spencer Kidd with a birthday. Jared Browning is celebrating a birthday today, too. It is the birthday of Joseph McClellan. Joseph, I guess, is 30 today. Is that right? I believe that's the way I'm reading this submission here. So if he's 30, then we're going to sound the 30 gong for Joseph McClellan. Boy, we're going to wear that little gong out today. We also have over here, I just noticed the birthday submitted for Amanda Ballard. Amanda Ballard is celebrating a birthday today. Let me look here and see. I believe we're covered. No, wait a minute. I told you about Jared Browning, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Online, WCLUradio.com. And a big thank you to Ralphie's Fun Center. You know, Ralphie's, they're in charge of fun. We're going to be telling you a whole lot more about some of the events coming up here for Fat Saturday. Mark it down for the 10th of February.
This Saturday, there's a huge auction conducted on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Elmore, the auction specialists.
And so we enjoy getting the stage set for the day. Got all the news reported to you, the latest weather information reported to you. So now let's get on the streetcar that goes backwards. It takes us back to the way we were. We're talking about the archives. Another month is rising in the horizon as we talk about February over the last 100 years. And I can already tell you that we have lots of interesting things to share with you for this month of February. And let's see, we have the archives this month been researched by Mr. Ray Green for 1918, 1928, and 1958, by Ms. Gail Berry from 1968, 1978, 1988, and 98, and 2008 for Gail's research. And we have some work that Miss Mary Jones had done prior to her retirement in the archives of 1938 and 1948. So we got lots to share. And we also have really great sponsors for the archives who appreciate local history. It is the Tony Hogan Health Clinic and Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services.
You can feel the difference at Tony Hogan Health Clinic. Tony goes above and beyond when it comes to your health care. From opening early at 7
February, Angela.
It is February.
You know, it happened pretty quickly.
Pretty almost overnight.
Yeah, that's right. So where did that? In February is a shorter month, so
It is a shorter month.
But it's a lot of interesting things in here, and
tomorrow's Groundhog Day.
That's right.
What about that?
Well, it's just it got here pretty quick too.
It did.
We're going to be talking about several things at the Cultural Center throughout the month of February, like Black History Month, the military exhibit. And they're going to have a neat program there on the 17th at 1 o'clock. It's going to be Donzel Moody and Joe Trigg are going to be speaking, and that's going to be intriguing for sure.
I'm going to tell you right now, Joe Trigg cracks me up.
Oh, yeah, he's a good fella.
But he's very knowledgeable.
Well, no question about that. And he's just fun to listen to talk.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's see here if we can go back 100 years. And we've just got to tell you how we got started in 1918, 100 years ago. This was in the Glasgow Republican. Okay. And the headline on the first day of February reads, "To be called by the U.S. soon. There are 75 names in Class 1 from which 44 white men will be selected to fill the balance of 35% of the first quota.
What?
No colored men will be called at this time. There are 9 young men under the draft age who have skipped or have been overlooked, and the local board wants to find them." Mm-hmm. Boy, that's some specific reporting,
Right.
In 1918, here's the number of folks whose name was on the list to be drafted, and 44 white men were drafted. Mm-hmm. And that's 35% of the quota that the military wanted from our community.
Well, there you go.
And anyway, that's the way it was. And in this, I guess, back in 1918, the segregation of those being drafted too was pretty intriguing.
Right.
It says we had a little bit of short number of people to choose from, and I think we just include everybody. 1918 didn't do that. Okay. You remember a couple of days ago we had the story where the dogs went to court.
Right.
For killing the sheep.
Right.
You remember that?
The Dog and Pony Show minus the pony.
That's right. Well, here's the headline from the February the 1st Republican.
Okay.
And the headline reads, "Sheep killing dogs get death penalty."
What?
The sheep-killing dogs get the death penalty.
Wow.
The 2 dogs charged with killing 8 sheep belonging to Mr. Tomling and Reverend Barton, tried before Judge Sarton in the Metcalfe County Court, were given a death penalty by the jury.
Well, there's a jury trial? Oh, there must not have been a lot going on.
It is said that after the trial, Mr. DeVore agreed to carry the dogs home and kill them, which promised he has probably carried this out so far. Mm-hmm. So here's the deal. I know my dogs killed your sheep, so it's an eye for an eye. I'm going to go home and kill my dogs. Not fair.
Now, do you think that Judge Alexander or Judge Pendleton would just let somebody make that kind of promise now? Could you think that would work in court nowadays?
Well, I mean, it's you're going to have some proof or something.
You can't just say, "I promise I'll do it."
Yeah, well, anyway, they were aggressive. You can't have dogs running around killing all the sheep.
I mean, you can't just let people promise something in court. People are crazy. I guess back then they weren't nearly as bad.
You could be double. There would be something else could happen to you if you didn't do that.
There you go.
1938, this day, Mr. Sewell C. Harlan, the manager of the Central Oil Company, was elected president of the Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Harlan succeeded Mayor Wynn Davis, who had served about 7 years. E.L. Curley was retained as the secretary and W.H. Honeycutt as the treasurer, 1938. Of course, we have the chamber banquet Monday night, February the 5th.
Yes.
And there's going to be some more good blood sworn in here on Monday night. And you can see back in 1938, a stellar crew of folks running the Chamber of Commerce, which is no different than what we have today. And we'll celebrate it on Monday.
I'm sure the new president will do great, but I'm going to miss seeing Bill Prather. I hate to see him go.
Oh yeah. Well, he'll be around. He'll be around because he and I have had this discussion because I'm in the same boat he is. There's no greater office to hold than that of past president of the Chamber of Commerce. But nonetheless, he's done a good job. 1948, Mr. and Mrs. H.C. Garrett this day of Glasgow Route 4 announced the marriage of their daughter, Imogene, to Mr. Kenneth M. Grizzle of Haywood. The wedding was solemnized January 30th at the home of Reverend C.T. Ellis. Now, of course, that is the infamous Brother Kenneth Grizzle and his wife, Miss Imogene, two folks who had an incredible amount of positive effect on this community. And Brother Kenneth was on the radio at 7:30 on Sunday morning from 1952 until about a little over a year ago.
Really?
And, what a gentleman. They truly fitting the fact that they don't make them like they used to. We miss Brother Kenneth. All right, 1958, this was in the Glasgow Republican. On the first day of February 1958, 400 people witnessed the graduation exercises as 32 practical nurses were given their diplomas at the first commencement of the LPN school we had here and started here at the Glasgow School for Licensed Practical Nurses. Talk about community support. Talk about a community that wanted to say, yeah, we are going to support this effort to improve our medical care around here. So when we started this practical nurses school, 400 people came for the commencement.
There you go.
That was a proud moment for a lot of people. Now let's move to health care in 1968. This was the day, mark it down, first day of February 1968, that H. Glenn Joyner was employed as administrator of Sampson Community Hospital by the hospital's board of directors.
Right.
He replaces William Kimball, who left the Glasgow Post to become administrator of a hospital nursing home down in Jamestown, Tennessee. And also this day in 1968, it was announced that Dr. Paul Pichardo became the new president of the County Medical Society. That's an honor to have among your peers. But anyway, some big news there from 1968. Glenn Joyner begins what was a long and effective and fruitful term as the administrator of T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. And let's see, Dr. Pichardo, I don't remember him, but I do remember his kids, and they were all really nice kids, part of the past.
There you go.
Okay, guess what we're starting off 1978 with, Angela?
What?
First day of February 1978, another snowstorm forecast for Kentucky.
That's just what we want.
It's one of these, of course, Ray Stasic wasn't doing the weather in 1978, but, it seemed like that this time of the year we have all these roller coasters and everything else going on, just like the forecast today.
I like it. Yeah, it's what they say. If you don't like the weather in Kentucky, wait a few minutes.
It says here that 3 inches are predicted. The weight of the snow and ice collapsed a canopy, which was part of some new construction for the new home of Carver Auto Sales. So they were building the car lot, had a nice little canopy there you could pull in, but the snow said, nope.
There you go.
We don't like that design.
Canopies are bad about that.
That's right, they are. Around here I've known more of them blowing away than collapsing.
Had a lot of news that day.
Here's some sad news from 1988.
I'd rather not have it.
Well, you have to report this, though.
Okay.
This day in 1988, Nellie F. Gazaway, age 77, died Sunday in a house fire at her home near Summer's Shade, 7 miles west of Edmonton on Highway 640. That's just a sad story no matter the way you look at it.
Right.
All right, this day in 1998, we have the hometown rivalry game. First day of February 1998, the Glasgow High School boys win over the Trojans 46-34, and the Trojanettes win over the Lady Scotties 67-32.
As if we didn't have enough cameras. Now Mark's trying to peek in the door with another one.
Yeah, well, it's we'll.
Hey, Mark, I know where you can put that camera.
Yeah, that's right. It's got that's the one with the long unipole on it.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, let's go over here to let's see. This is it 2008?
No, it's 2018.
No, but I mean 2008 was 10 years ago.
Probably.
Yeah.
The math sounds about right.
Hey, we've got some Barron County High School homecoming candidates announced from 10 years ago, 2008. Can you remember all of these folks? There are a bunch of nice youngsters in here. Barron County High School homecoming candidates 10 years ago: Sarah Pickrell, Blair Castile, Courtney Thomas. That's Courtney Thomas. Kinsey Briggs, Ashton Wallace, Michelle Wyatt, Jessie Glass, Sarah Bunch, Whitley Harp, Melinda Davis, Shauna Felkins, Lindsay Thomas, E.B. McKinney, Stonetta Bragg, Lindsay Huffman, Tashu New, Kelsey Mitchell, Kelsey Trowbridge, Haley Gossett, Inga Steenbergen, and Ashley Grabowski. That is a homecoming court.
Sounds like it to me.
My goodness, from 2008, getting ready for homecoming at BCHS. And, of course, we had our Trojan Report yesterday with a list of all of the youngsters vying for homecoming coming up. That's how we keep up with things. History doesn't repeat itself, but it's always good to have the facts.
Sometimes it does.
That's right. Well, I mean, it does repeat itself.
I think I'll look into that whole, can you just promise things in court and see how it goes?
That's right. Say,
I think I know the answer, but we'll see.
Now, if you don't go home and kill them dogs, we're going to get you.
Hey, that's not the dog. That's the dog's brother.
That's right. I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks to Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services for letting us have such an excellent time sharing history. Thanks to the good folks at the Tony Hogan Health Clinic for being interested in the history of the community. And thank you to the archivists, which we mentioned earlier. And we're just going to have a great month here in the month of February. Okay?
Okay.
That's a deal. 6:52, 47 degrees.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Miss Needy Martin is having a birthday today, and she was nominated to be patted on the back good as gold on her birthday, and it was such that we could do that. So if you happen to see Miss Needy Martin around town today, you be sure to pat her on the back and wish her happy birthday and let her know she's good as gold, because that is true. From her friends here at WCLU and a little taste of Texas, where you know that they're going to be cranking out some good stuff here today for the first day of February. And just, take the whole gang, head to Texas for lunch or for dinner today.
Why do you choose the pharmacy you use?
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
WCLU Weather Center, brought to you by South Central Bank.
South Central Bank is a locally owned bank that cares about you and our community, too.
My name is Roger Mercer. My wife and I, Terry, own Southern Kentucky Collision here in Glasgow. It's a collision repair center. We've been dealing with South Central Bank for probably 23, 24 years. They've always been good to us, our hometown bank. South Central Bank's been a really big part of our business as far as the growth. They've been there for us when we needed to borrow money to grow, and we appreciate that very much from South Central Bank.
South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Expecting some rain and then colder temperatures off to our east. Winter weather advisories kick in this afternoon for maybe some light accumulations of snowfall. Wouldn't be surprised if we see at least some snowflakes later today, early tonight. Clouds will be gathering this morning and a little bit of rain around, and falling temperatures as we get into the afternoon to near 35 with some rain, possibly briefly mixing with a little snow, maybe ending as a period of snow early tonight. And then overnight clearing sky, colder 17. Sunny on Friday, colder 32, and then 42 and cloudy Saturday. Chance of rain Saturday night into early Sunday. Sunday's highs in the low 40s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
47 degrees this morning, Ray, and I'm looking at the WCLU constant coverage and studio radar screen. It just feels rainy out there. It smells rainy, but on the WCLU constant coverage and studio radar screen, we are yet to show much in the way of rain shower activity in our neighborhood. There's some, actually it's just some light showers down north of Nashville at this time, but not much precip in the state, even though undoubtedly the forecast is going to give us some precip over the next 48 hours. This WCLU weather update this morning brought to you by South Central Bank. Down at Glasgow Building Supply, they have...
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902. Hi, I'm Fred Parrish.
Go. Ready to play trivia today? Well, actually, I'm looking at my notes right here. I got to play our message from South Green Church of Christ, and then we'll play trivia.
It has always been in the plan of God for His people to be different. He's always wanted His people to stand out. In Isaiah 49, verse 6, He said there to be a light to the nations. Matthew 5, 14 through 16, a light on top of a hill. Yet for some reason, it's seemingly always been the case that men just want to blend in and look just like everyone else. We fear standing out. We fear being different. Why don't we fear God? 2 Corinthians 6, 17. Therefore go out from their midst, be separate from them, says the Lord, and touch no unclean thing. Then I'll welcome you, I'll be a father to you, and you'll be sons and daughters to me. What is it you're doing to stand out, to be different, to be counted on by God? This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Long John Silver's A&W All-American Foods in Glasgow has a huge deal for a limited time. Listen up. Not one, but 2 double cheeseburgers for $6. Now, these are 2 1/3 pound double cheeseburgers for $6. What a deal. You can't find anything like that except at Long John's A&W on the Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. 2 double cheeseburgers, 1/3 pound, $6. Wow. Long John's. Hey, who's going to win? Trivia today. our Long John Silver's A&W All-American Food Trivia Contest. You can win one time per month per family, and in doing so, we clean out the hat here each and every at the end of the month. So we had a big hat to clear out on January 31st. The first day of February, we are 100% ready to get started with a clean slate here. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Up for grabs is a Fish and More from Long John's A&W. Here we go with the trivia contest. Let's see how we're doing. Everybody's eligible. Name the artist who was upset at the lack of symmetry in Da Vinci's The Last Supper and corrected it with The Wedding of Samson. There was an artist who was really upset because of the lack of symmetry in Da Vinci's The Last Supper, and so he corrected it with The Wedding of Samson. It's interesting to see how, I don't see a lack of symmetry in anything. Trivia.
Monet.
No, it wasn't Monet. Who was it? An artist who said, man, they don't have any symmetry in that big painting of The Last Supper, Da Vinci. Leo doesn't have any symmetry there. So decided he was going to correct it with his painting of The Wedding of Samson. We're trying to appeal to artsy folks out there today. Hello, Trivia.
Yes. Is it Rembrandt?
Yes, it is. Who's this speaking?
Matt Compton.
Hello, Matt Kaufman. How are you doing?
Good.
Did you say your name is Kaufman, Coffman?
Compton, Compton.
Okay, Compton. I'm sorry. I didn't have any symmetry in my ears there. I couldn't hear it all, Matt Compton. All right, so tell me about that. What do you know about that?
Well, I didn't actually. My daughter's in the car with me this morning, and she told me.
Now, you're a proud papa for sure. A proud papa for sure. Now, for the benefit of those who, and I think it'll be up in a minute, but you got to look at this painting, The Wedding of Samson. If you look at it, and you probably ought to sit down with your daughter and look at this today because it's so neat. It would remind you of The Last Supper, but it's not The Last Supper. It's The Wedding of Samson, which is...
I vaguely remember the painting in school, but that's been several years ago.
Yeah. Well, see, y'all are pretty, you got a young daughter who remembers this, and you almost remember it. Y'all have got some good memory.
It paid off.
Rembrandt was the guy, and of course Rembrandt's just that's his first name. He's got a few other names there attached to it, but I didn't get into all of that there, Matt Compton. We'll do it the way he was known. So you have sometimes on the first day of the month I ask tough questions that folks maybe they know them, maybe they don't, but here, thanks to you and your daughter's great works together today, congratulations. Fish and More. I would suggest you giving it to her.
I believe so.
Okay, Matt, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye-bye. All right, it's Matt Compton. Yeah, Matt is certainly, with the help of his young daughter, Trivia, the artist who was upset by the lack of symmetry in Da Vinci's The Last Supper, came up with another painting to correct what he perceived to be a lack of symmetry. I guess it was asymmetrical. And he painted The Wedding of Samson. So we're off to a winning note here in the month of February, which we will enjoy playing on that as we move forward here throughout the month of February. Great big thank you to Long John's A&W. Don't forget that big deal. Mark Coach is so excited about this double cheeseburger thing. Yeah, it's where you go out there and you get 2 1/3 pound double cheeseburgers for $6. That is a special that's for a very limited time, so be sure and get out there and take advantage of that today. 7:05, the news is now.
CBS News Update. It was almost 3 weeks ago Hawaiians ran for cover after a false alarm over a missile attack. Now there's been a failed test to shoot down a dummy missile. Correspondent Peter King.
This was an interceptor that's supposed to shoot down incoming missiles as part of a joint defense project with Japan. The Missile Defense Agency says it was launched from the Pacific Missile Range at Kauai. It's the third test since last June, with only one success.
CBS News military consultant Jeff McCausland.
Well, I think what's next is two things. One, obviously, a thorough investigation of what actually happened in this particular test. Was it a matter of the missile itself or the tracking system that failed? Secondly, obviously, there will be further tests, but we have this system deployed broadly aboard ships.
The worker who triggered last month's false alarm was first reassigned, then fired, and the Emergency Management Agency's administrator has resigned. CBS News Update. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. As recent history tells us, disasters can happen. It's impossible to prepare for everything, but it is possible to prepare for what happens next. And that's where we come in. At ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance Agency, we can provide you with many options as an independent agency. And it's our job to make sure you know about all the what-ifs so that your policy has you prepared for what happens next. So just ask us. We'd be honored that you did. Just give us a call at 651-8837. We're ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance Agency, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Last month's GM incentives at Bailey Gibson were so popular, they're bringing them back in January. Isn't that right, Terry Hagan?
Last month we called it big money. Well, we got some big money this month as well. We've got some 2017 Buick LaCrosses. Across the board, you're looking around $8,000 off in rebates and incentives. That's huge. It's good a car, good on gas mileage, it's sporty, but yet it's luxurious. Many different options you can get on that. Got to get them before they're gone. And we've got our 2017 Buick Envisions. That's a midsize SUV. All packages, you're looking at 18% off of the sticker. Almost 10 grand. Please come down to Bailey Gibson and let me show you these Buick LaCrosses, these Buick Envisions. Take them on the road, drive them, show them to somebody. I guarantee you'll love it. Don't miss out on this big money deal.
When they're gone, they're gone. Better hurry to Bailey Gibson Buick GMC, corner of Happy Valley Road and Lexington Drive in Glasgow. They'll do their part.
Whatever we need to do to make the customer happy.
Do you feel like your primary care provider
in Glasgow, Kentucky? My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parish Carpet.
Growth begins with an idea.
Now as a patient and have your medical history on hand and ready to go. You'll be pleased with your decision. We are Jackson Health and Wellness Clinic, located on...
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
47 degrees, 8 minutes after 7 o'clock. Staff meteorologist Ray Staging says get ready to nosedive by this time tomorrow morning. Maybe 17 with a wind chill of 8. We'll get more clarification on that from Ray in just a few moments. But let's go to the newsroom now. Our next check of local news and news director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. A threat made by a high school student leads to that student's arrest. Just before 9 a.m. yesterday morning, a Hart County high school student made the statement, "I'm going to bring an automatic rifle to school tomorrow." The Hart County Sheriff's Office was immediately notified. Deputy Jeff Lawler was at the high school. He took that student into custody. As a result of making that threat, the student was charged with terroristic threatening, 2nd degree. And you may want to recheck your GPS. While working traffic control after an accident, Officer Morrison with Glasgow Police had blocked off the southbound lane of the outer loop near Edmonton Road with his police cruiser. Now, despite the blue lights flashing, 30-year-old Adam Melson of Jamestown just drove his Dodge Caravan off in the emergency lane to cut around the accident, nearly colliding with the police cruiser. Officer Morrison then pulled out and conducted a traffic stop on the van. As he got out of his cruiser, Melson attempted to continue on through the intersection, but he stopped when he heard the officer yelling. Now, when he was asked why he didn't stop when he saw the blocked roadway and the cruiser and the blue lights, Melson said he thought he could just go around. According to the citation, the car smelled just like alcohol. Melson said he didn't know what was going on or where he was, telling the officer he had left Bowling Green, heading to Somerset, and thought he was in Somerset. He was actually trying to get to Russell Springs. After failing field sobriety test, Melson was arrested, charged with reckless driving, wanton endangerment of a police officer, DUI, possession of a controlled substance, possession of marijuana, and possession of an open alcohol container in a motor vehicle. He was lodged in the Barron County Detention Center. And when it comes to election 2018 in Hart County, here's your list of candidates. In the race for circuit court clerk, it's a three-way race between Democrats, incumbent Kayla Roundtree, Lance Struther, and Lori Reynolds. In the open seat for judge executive, Democrat Joe Choate's up against Republican Terry Shelton. Incumbent Mike Nichols, he's a Democrat county attorney. He'll run unopposed, as will Democrat Lisa Hensley Sanders, who's the county clerk. In the race for sheriff, it's a two-way race. In the race for the Democrat side, incumbent Boston Hensley against Zane Greer. And on the Republican side of the sheriff's race, it's Jeff Wilson. Current jailer Israel Brown Bergeson will run unopposed in the race for jailer. He's a Democrat, as is Cindy Atwell. She'll run unopposed for PVA. She's also the incumbent. Incumbent Reggie Paget, he's the Republican coroner for Hart County. He will run unopposed as well. In the race for magistrate in District 1, incumbent Gary Gardner will run against James Gary Puckett, both Democrats. District 2, also both Democrats. Incumbent Ricky Alvey will be up against Randy Russell. District 3, incumbent Ronnie Raritan's up against Edwin Lindsay, both Democrats as well. Republican incumbent Doug Wells in District 4 will run unopposed, as will Democrat incumbent Lee Miles in District 5. In the race for constable in District 1, incumbent Billy Buck Minton, he's a Democrat. He'll run unopposed. District 2, Democrats Walter Bush and Kevin Cox will take on incumbent Terry Riley. In District 3, incumbent William Tweedy will have a Democratic primary against James Kersey. District 4, incumbent Dennis Amos, he's a Democrat, as is from District 5, Joey Johnson. They'll both run unopposed. Then in Metcalfe County, in the race for judge executive, incumbent Greg Wilson will run against Republicans Scott Mosby and Harold Stilts. Circuit Court Clerk, Republican incumbent Tommy Garrett's against Erica Shive Hensley. From the race for County Attorney, Republican Barry Gillies up against Republican Sharon Bowles Howard. Current County Clerk Carol England Cheney, she's a Democrat. She'll run unopposed. In the race for Sheriff, on the Democrat side, it's Dalton Bragg and Alan Huffman against Republicans Joshua Coy Neal, Ricky Brooks, Wendell Sexton, and David Irwin. In the race for jailer on the Democrat side, incumbent Jimmy Shives up against Tommy McCoy, Chris Woody Bennett, and Paul King. On the Republican side, Danny Hawley, Tommy Joe Young, and Randall Shive. Democrat incumbent Michael Welsh will run unopposed as PVA, as will Larry Wilson. He's the current Democrat coroner. In the race for magistrates in District 1, on the Democrat side, incumbent Kenny Scott's up against John Thompson and Joe Billy Froge. In District 2, on the Democrat side, it's Coy Neal, Bobby Irvin, Scotty Posey, Deward Lyle, and James Ray Fancher. On the Republican side, it's Jason Tucker, Eddie Welsh, Joe South, and Kevin Crane. In the race for District 4, on the Democrat side, Teresa White Hamlet, she's the incumbent, will have a primary against Roger Jesse, Dennis Tobin, Eddie Shirley, Doug Harrison, Kenneth Knipp. On the Democrat side, Ronnie Miller and on the Republican side, Ronnie Miller and John King. And in Constables, District 1, Tony Shockley unopposed. District 2, Democrats Jeffrey Garman and Coy Neal against Republicans Adam Bennett and Josh Cole. District 3, Republican Dwight Smith is running unopposed. He's also the incumbent, as is Democrat Stanley Burris in the race for District 4. Right now, it's 7:14 a.m. on this Thursday morning, 47 degrees.
Betty Turner.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional.
outside and didn't like what you see? Or am I the only one who sees the things we could be? If we would make more of an effort, then I think you'd agree that we could make the world a better place, a place that is free. Life is really what you make of it. You gotta give and take a bit. Someone's always up and someone's always in a pit. Someone has too much.
It's that time of the year again, folks. The leaves are changing, holiday decorations are coming out, and that means only one thing. It's almost election time. Campaigns can be stressful. You've got to make it to every event, understand every issue, shake every hand, ask for every vote, you smile the entire time. Thank goodness you've got WCLU, your home for local.
I've been going around the world and I've been looking for revival, cause what I see it's critical for all of our survival. People turning on each other, lovers put on.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good, he'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Do you drop your change in the bottom of your purse? Did you know that loose change could help someone struggling to pay their electric bill? The Glasgow EPB has partnered with Community Relief for a new roundup program. By agreeing to have your EPB bill rounded to the next highest dollar, the change will be provided to Community Relief to help the less fortunate here in our community. Your spare pennies can make a huge difference for those struggling to pay for their vital electricity. If you're interested in the program, please call the Glasgow EPB at 651-8341.
Who will be the future face?
Member FDIC.
In more local news, a student-run meteorology group at WKU has been included in the top 100 meteorology social media accounts by Atmos Life. White Squirrel Weather is an applied research professional student service learning initiative at WKU made up largely of students who've each devoted their efforts toward providing a focus-based real-time observation and forecast weather content to the WKU campus and the community for the purposes of hazards mitigation and emergency preparedness and management. Atmo Life's unranked list recognizes those in the atmospheric science community who bring their unique scientific perspectives to Twitter in the most intriguing, informative, thought-provoking, humorous, or jaw-dropping fashions. Now, when it comes to White Squirrel Weather, they were cited for providing fun and easy-to-discern weather information for Western Kentucky University. Other university meteorology organizations need to take notes from these folks. I like that last line, said Josh Durkee. He's the Associate Professor of Meteorology at WKU, and he's the Director of White Squirrel Weather. In the academic organization category, the only listed 3 institutions: Penn State, North Carolina State, and Western. So they're in great company. WKU alumnus Landon Hampton was also included for his weather blog. More young adults in Kentucky are vaping than ever before, which is concerning health groups who say e-cigarettes are not a safe alternative to smoking. Data from the latest Kentucky Health Issues poll shows nearly half of Kentuckians between the ages of 18 and 29 have tried an e-cig. That's up 37% from last year. Amy Barkley with the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids says the findings are troubling because data shows e-cigarettes are a gateway to tobacco cigarettes for youths.
While we have made a lot of progress in reducing youth smoking, with the rise of e-cigarettes, we're encouraging kids who wouldn't have smoked to get addicted to nicotine and then from their e-cigarette use go on to the use of regular combustible cigarettes.
Many manufacturers contend e-cigs are less harmful than tobacco and can be used as a tool for smokers trying to quit. But Barclay says there are still too many unknown safety concerns and adds the FDA needs to take immediate action to restrict the sale and marketing of e-cigs to kids. Now, the survey also found that vaping is more prevalent among young adults compared with older generations. Just 3 in 10 adults reporting ever using e-cigarettes. Barclay says that's not surprising.
These e-cigarettes are candy flavored. We've seen gummy bear, cotton candy. I mean, it's pretty obvious that these products are not just targeted to adults looking for a healthier alternative. They're targeting kids to get them addicted to nicotine.
The survey also asked about safety, found that more than half of Kentucky adults believe the aerosol in e-cigs are somewhat harmful to children. More than a fourth believe the aerosol can cause a lot of harm. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs. It's 7:20 a.m. on this Thursday morning, a very mild 47 degrees.
It's been another great week to be a Scottie.
Through expert
Congratulations to the GHS academic team for capturing their 7th consecutive District 14th title on Saturday. The Scotties were overall team champions in both future problem solving and quick recall, and individual Scotties placed 15th out of 18 possible positions. Attention seniors, new local scholarships have been posted to the scholarship website. A few hard copies are in the college hallway. Attention juniors, applications for Murray State's Commonwealth Honors Academy are now available online. See the informational poster in the college hallway. In sports news, all boys and girls tennis players for the 2018 season should turn in the player information and code of conduct form to the office and pick up the guidelines, practice, and match schedules. Please do this by Friday, February 2nd. Congratulations to the Scotties basketball team and the Lady Scotties basketball team for their wins over Warren East this week. The Lady Scotties will host Casey County tonight starting at 5:30. The Scotties and Lady Scotties will visit Logan County on Saturday and Metcalfe County on Tuesday. Good luck, Scotties. This has been McKay Bowles for this week's Scottie Report. Shine on, Scotties, and stay true to the blue.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry. A McCreary County man is hospitalized in Lexington following an officer-involved shooting Wednesday night. State police say a McCreary County deputy sheriff was attempting a traffic stop near Pine Knot when he learned the driver had several felony warrants. As the deputies approached the car, the driver tried to run over the officers as he sped off. That led to a 6-mile pursuit that ended when the suspect crashed, but then officers approached again. The driver again tried to run them over. That's when they opened fire. The suspect, who's expected to recover, is identified as Jerry Collett of Cold Iron. The Kentucky House passes legislation to require high school students to learn how to balance a checkbook. Representative Melinda Gibbons-Prunty of Muhlenberg County backs the bill.
One of the smartest things I think my husband and I did was give our daughters checkbooks in middle school, and they became very tight, and I think this education would have enhanced that.
The bill now goes to the Senate for consideration. A bill that would lift the cap on the amount of beer a craft brewer could sell directly to a consumer passes a House committee. Current law limits craft brewers in the state to direct sales of 288 ounces to customers at tap rooms. This bill would remove that limit. Against the grain brewer, Adam Watson says it's an arbitrary cap.
Removing the cap of 288 ounces on the sale we make directly to our customers would allow us to meet reasonable customer demands and maintain our tap rooms as hubs of both local communities and tourism from all over the world.
Opponents say the change threatens the state's 3-tier system that connects brewers, distributors, and retailers. A large drug bust reported in Hopkins County. Police say they were able to buy crack cocaine from Billy Qualls at his home in Madisonville. Police say they seized a substantial amount of drugs and money. The buys were made by confidential informants. I'm Ed Huckleberry.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The following is an advertisement.
It's terrible when you hear confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
To choose when you pay your electric bill, with EPB iPay, you can. iPay allows you to draft money into your electric account online or at our office. The myusage.com website lets you keep track of how much electricity you're using and lets you know your current balance. When your account's getting low, you can get reminders to add more money to your electric account by text or email. With iPay, there's no due date, no late fees. Sign up for iPay at the EPB office at 100 Mallory Drive.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Make sure it's well said. Let's turn to local sports. High school basketball tonight. Glasgow's girls welcome Casey County to Scotty Gym for a freshman varsity doubleheader. Begins at 5:30. Joe Myers and Bruce Tribune will be on the air with live coverage of the varsity game at 6:45 tonight on 1490 WCLU and online at playwclu.com. In a girl-boy doubleheader, Caverna travels to Cumberland County tonight. The 19th Annual Caverna Super Show Live UCW Pro Wrestling annual fundraiser for Caverna High School boys basketball and baseball teams coming up Caverna Gym on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. That's Saturday, the 10th of February. Tickets may be purchased by any team member or at the school office during school hours. For information, call 606-813-0235. And also the 2018 Spring Soccer League sign-ups coming up Monday and continuing through March the 9th. Registration fee is $45 per participant with a $5 discount for each additional participant living in the same household. The leagues being offered are ages 5-6, 7-9, 10-12, and 13-14. For information on any of the Parks and Recreation's programs, call the Parks Department 651-3811 or 651-9012.
Here's the score from the Kentucky News Network. I'm Scott Fitzgerald. Well, with all the turmoil surrounding the University of Louisville men's basketball team, many thought, well, what will this team become this year? So far, well, things gone pretty good. Last night, the Cardinals facing their biggest test of the season. They had a good measuring stick to see where they are and facing number 2 Virginia, who came into this contest at 20-1 overall in the season.
Darius bounces it to Spalding. Ray wants to work it on Salt. Turnaround right-hand jump hook through for Ray Spalding.
Ray Spalding tying things up in the first half at 21 apiece. He'd go on to score 16 points. Ultimately, though, Louisville couldn't hang with the number 2 Cavaliers. They fall 74-64. The Cards have lost 2 of their last 3. They fall to 16-6 overall, 6-3 now in the ACC. They'll return to the hardwood Saturday to host Florida State. Elsewhere in top 25 play last night, what in the world is going on at West Virginia?
The rebound to Young, outlet to Wigginton. Cyclones running. Liddell to Lard, down the lane, layup good. 18 for Cam Lard. It's 88-70.
Iowa State's Cam Lard adding 13 boards to those 18 points. Iowa State putting out a shooting clinic. They stun 11th-ranked West Virginia 93-77 in Ames, Iowa. West Virginia has now lost 3 in a row and 5 of their last 6. And Super Bowl 52 now featuring the Patriots and Eagles just days away. Today will be the final time each squad will have media availability scheduled. Some of that media buzz, well, is Tom Brady retiring?
Why does everyone want me to retire so bad? I don't get it. I'm having fun. The team's doing good. I know I'm a little bit older than most of the other guys.
Meanwhile, Eagles head coach Doug Peterson enjoying his first Super Bowl and contributes his run in part to his relationship to his players in the locker room.
The challenge I had 2 years ago was being the new head coach and getting them to buy into what I was sort of preaching and selling. And, I think my relationship with the players and having been in the dressing room for 14 years, and I can relate to the players.
I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The following is an
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
WCLU. Let's go ahead and talk about the way the weather is shaping up today so that you know how to dress, how to plan. It's Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel.
Expecting some rain and then colder temperatures off to our east. Winter weather advisories kick in this afternoon for maybe some light accumulations of snowfall. Wouldn't be surprised if we see at least some snowflakes later today, early tonight. Clouds will be gathering this morning and a little bit of rain around, then falling temperatures as we get into the afternoon to near 35 with some rain, possibly briefly mixing with a little snow, maybe ending as a period of snow early tonight. And then overnight clearing sky, colder 17. Sunny on Friday, colder 32. And then 42 and cloudy Saturday. Chance of rain Saturday night into early Sunday. Sunday's highs in the low 40s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Whether you use propane for your home or propane on your farm, the source for all of your propane needs is Southern States Glasgow Horse Cave Cooperative. Propane is inexpensive and clean. Have you researched all the propane can do for you? At Southern States, they provide propane for customers who heat and cool their homes, heat water, dry clothes, or even operate your standby generator using reliable propane. Farmers know Southern States meets their needs for seed, feed, and fertilizer year-round. But did you know they also are meeting the demands of many farming operations for propane in this area? Farmer-owned since 1923. Southern States knows your success is our success, so they will do what it takes to keep you in operation. Got questions? Come by our locations in Glasgow or Horse Cave, or call 270-651-6167 in Glasgow or 270-786-2045 in Horse Cave. Reliable delivery, reliable service. We're Southern States Glasgow Horse Cave Cooperative. 7:31, this WCLU weather update this morning brought to you by Southern States in Glasgow and in Horse Cave. Well, here we are at 48 degrees, and I'm putting together some birthdays to share with you here just in a moment. I want to remind you, we are patting on the back today Needy Martin. Needy is good as gold today because she's having a birthday today, so let's pat her on the back and let her know that she's good as gold from WCLU and a little taste of Texas. Looking forward to seeing you over there for dinner today. And I want to remind you about something coming up. It was actually a week from last night. It's coming up. The FCA students from Barron County High School hosting a night of worship on February the 7th. That's next Wednesday, to share their Christian faith with fellow students at the inaugural event, Courts for Christ, at the Trojan Gym, 6:30 p.m. Students in church youth groups typically meet on Wednesday nights, so hosting Courts for Christ on this night simply moves the location of their regular meetings to join in unity with other churches and campus ministries in their community. Wayne Dickens is the campus director for WKU's FCA, and he'll be speaking. And worship pastor Jensen Woody from River Point Church will be leading a worship team as they lead students in a time of praise. And that's next Wednesday night, 7:32 now.
If you find yourself in need of an attorney who her law practice that gives her an insight not all attorneys can match.
I have spent my career helping families in need as a social worker, CDW, and family advocate. Call me, Tracy Peppers, attorney at law, for all your family law needs at 270-651-7101 or stop by 222 West Washington Street here in Glasgow.
Yep.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
and your group must escape, find clues, solve the puzzle, and escape the room on time. It's the coolest new attraction at Ralphie's Fun Center, Superhero Adventures Escape Room, and you get to be the superhero. Test your powers and have fun doing it. You can book your party for the Superhero Adventures Escape Room at Ralphie's Fun Center by going online to ralphiesfuncenter.com. That's ralphiesfuncenter.com, or call 629-GAME. Will you be the next superhero?
Sounds like a lot of fun, just like this big event coming up on the 10th of February, which is going to be the Fat Saturday. Fat Saturday that's coming up on the 10th. Some parades, a whole lot of fun. You know, when they do fun at Ralphie's, it's part of their name. They have to do good, and they do. That's Ralphie's Fun Center. Let me jump over here and talk about some birthdays today. We have birthdays and anniversary honorees here. We sounded a 30 gong last hour for Joseph McClellan. Happy 30th to Joseph McClellan. We have Rebecca Thomas and Gail Matthews. They are sharing 70th birthdays today. How about that for Gail Matthews and Rebecca Thomas? And we have a different kind of a sharing here. We have brothers-in-law who are having birthdays today. It's Spencer Kidd with a birthday, and his brother-in-law Jared Browning shares a birthday too. Amanda Ballard, happy birthday to you, ma'am. We also have Jason Russell is 44. Lori Fields, Jeff Furlong, and Miss Needy Martin having birthdays. It's all birthdays so far, but we've got room in the anniversary side of the column at 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Or online here, WCLUradio.com. Thank you so much for keeping the chart full here so we can share special thoughts for special people on their birthdays. We got Tidbit News coming up straight ahead.
Good morning, friends. I suppose we've all been there, the place where we sit and grieve over some problem of the past, real or imagined. Perhaps it was something that we brought upon ourselves, or perhaps it was no fault of our own, but rather we were victims of bad things, bad circumstances, or bad people. In any event, dwelling on past problems only cripples our happiness for today. In the same way, we cannot rest on the successes of yesterday, for they are gone. What we must see is that there are yet many things to accomplish in the time we have left in this world. It is well that we learn from our past mistakes and our past failures, but we must not let them define our future. It has been said that the scars of our past do not control where we are going, but only reveal where we have been. Neither have any of us reached the place where we can cease to strive for the betterment of self as well as the world around us. The Apostle Paul said it like this in Philippians 3:13-14. This one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and reaching forward to what lies ahead, I press on toward the goal. We would all do well to remember that we can't change, nor can we rest on the past, but we can make a difference now for the future. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Extreme Fitness members are there for the right.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
738 WCLU, 48 degrees. And let's see. What I want to do is right now is tell you about another birthday. We just learned that Reggie Hayden is having a birthday today. Happy birthday, Reggie Hayden. Tidbit News in 30 seconds.
Why do you choose the pharmacy you use? Is it because of someone you know, or is it short wait times? Highland Pharmacy has considered all of these things that make your experience at the pharmacy pleasant. With a top-notch staff of pharmacists and techs you know and trust, 2 drive-through windows, and a commitment to not making you sit and wait any longer than necessary, you can see why so many choose Highland Pharmacy, and we invite you to come see us for your next prescription. Highland Pharmacy, just over from the TJ Health Pavilion, 301 Rogers Road. Call 270-629-4300.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
So what we do is we scour the news wires looking for news that might not be the headlines, but that doesn't mean it's not news. We call it
cracks us up.
Tidbit News. How's that? Let's see. Mark's got dummy figures
I
see
Angela.
Angela.
It makes so many comments.
I was just making, just doing the, having my cameras out. My my long monopod, as you used to say this morning.
Again, I've got a list of places you can put that camera right up here in the news.
Well, in your trash can.
Well, we've got the.
list.
Have you? I don't know. You can't see the screen up there, can you?
Oh, I'm pulling up the live stream now.
Yeah, well, there it is, a picture of Angela Briggs on there. Also,
if it wasn't for that pesky FCC, I would tell him.
Yeah, well, it's affectionately known as Oscar the Grouch.
I am so much not a grouch. I mean, I'm not saying I don't have grouch moments. I'm just saying in general.
Moments, that's right. And I'm not sure what Mark is. What is that? Mark? Where'd he go?
Yeah, it's the guy. I had it's the guy in the park with all the cameras.
Okay.
Yeah, he's dripping with the
cameras. All right. Well, why don't we just take advantage of a couple of stories here?
I don't hear Angela.
I'm trying to pull up the live stream.
Yeah.
Do you really have crickets?
That's right. There's a live stream now, but Oscar the Grouch went away and you appeared.
Yeah, because he knew he better get that mess down.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Story number 1. Listen up. A dog in Western.
I'm sorry. The picture just came up of Mark with all those cameras.
Yeah, there it is. See.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
A dog in Western Michigan has been approved for unemployment benefits.
Dogs get some good benefits around these places.
And he'd be bringing in a cool $360 per week.
Hold up, a dog?
A dog in Western Michigan has been approved for unemployment of $360 a week.
Is this like when John Oliver set up a church to show how easy it was?
No, this is Michael Haddock. Michael Haddock of Saugatuck, Michigan.
Okay.
Now make sure I got those in the right order. Saugatuck, Michigan.
Right.
Says he received a letter Saturday from the state of Michigan's Unemployment Insurance Agency.
What?
Addressed to Michael Ryder, according to the Grand Rapids ABC TV affiliate. Michael is his name, and Ryder is his dog's name. Quote, I was surprised to see it, but I had a good laugh, said Michael Haddock.
They should have let him cash that check.
Haddock says the employer listed on the letter was a restaurant chain in Metro Detroit.
What?
So Ryder's got a job on the side there.
I would make a comment about animal meat in restaurants, but I won't.
I'm just going to say, I have to agree that most, I don't know, maybe probably at least half of husbands can admittedly deserve it, but probably get less treatment than the dog at the house.
Because sometimes the dogs do more than the husband.
Well, that's true. Like I said, I'd say more than half.
Dogs are always happy to see you. They're always tickled to death. They always want to do whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. And the husbands are not always like that.
I said something to Melissa the other day. We saw a meme on Facebook, but she come home for lunch, and I kind of scurried across town to go see her, and she had
scurried?
I scurried.
I've never heard anybody scurry in my life.
I boogied it over there.
No.
So I got over to the house. She had to leave after a few minutes. She picks the dog up. She's like, "Oh, okay, baby. Well, I know you're crazy. I love you anyway." And I'm just and give the dog a hug and pick him up. All right, you be good. And as I was in the laundry room looking for some socks, she says, "All right." That's about all I got. I said I got it all right.
Then maybe, I'm just saying that could be like a behavior modification technique.
Y'all have lost me. I'm trying to figure out which one's the dog and which one's Mark.
It's called passive aggressive. Is what?
No, it's not passive aggressive. It's like, hey, Mark, see how much I love the dog because he does everything I want.
Like poop on the floor and like.
I'm not saying you got to do everything
the
dog.
With my son's toys and.
All right. Y'all got that? If y'all sorted that out?
It's a neighborly thing.
Let me go back.
I'm still back on scurried.
Let me go back to where I was. Haddock says the employer listed the letter, said it was a restaurant chain in Metro Detroit. After receiving the letter, Haddock contacted the restaurant chain and the state unemployment office. The UIA says its computer did send out the initial letter to...
Blame it on the computer.
That's right, but it was flagged as suspicious during the next step in the unemployment process.
You think so?
I got a good feeling I'm fixing to be flagged for the dog house.
Unfortunately, Michael Ryder's claim will not be allowed. I know firsthand it is rare for a man's best friend to contribute financially to the household, and that will continue in this instance, said Tim Kohler, State Administrator of Investigations.
So what he's saying is that there are circumstances, if the dog contributes to the income that the dog could get unemployment?
I'm thinking that's what he's saying.
You know, like, what about like old Bud? Do you remember the guy, the little dog with a, what was he, for Target or something? I don't know. He had the circle around his eye. He probably made some money for his
That's
family.
Spuds McKenzie. I don't think you
I was
could get
thinking of Spud.
unemployment.
Yeah, that's Spud.
Come on now.
He's still working.
No, Spud's dead. Got to be dead.
This is a world we live in, people.
Michael
Just
Haddock.
saying. Just saying.
Worked like a dog.
That's right, he did, and made $360 a week unemployment.
Oh, and I have to say, while we're on the air, Henry,
Mhm.
you know, I have slurred the parking tickets here in Glasgow.
Yeah.
Because I do, at my core, believe there are way better things they could be focusing on.
Mhm.
But I spoke with Shelley yesterday. She is the person in charge
Mhm.
of the chalk and writing the tickets.
Shelley Vance. I know her
Now,
well.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
She is a marvelous person. Like, I really like her, okay?
That's right.
That's just her job.
That's
You
right.
know, and I love this. Like, this brings me so much joy. I'm talking to her yesterday, and I noticed that the chief of police was up there on the square,
Mhm.
and his tire got marked too.
Well, well, and you know that's
You
the
got Nelly.
thing. You got, you know, certainly it's not with Shelley or anybody else. It's not personal when
No,
they
but I'm gonna tell
chalk
you-
your tire.
Hey, I
I'll
did
tell
go
you right
check.
now, if I was the police chief, I would want no tire marks on my car.
Yeah, but you know what? There's no. You remember when? Well, I don't know. How about another?
That's why they
Gri-
won't give me a badge.
Andy Griffith show that you won't remember when when Barney wrote a ticket to the car parked in front of the courthouse and it was the governor's car, and everybody thought Barney was going to be hanged.
There you go.
And then so the governor came to meet Barney and gave him a citation for being honest.
Well, Nellie was convinced the other day that they were after her now. Mm-hmm. I said, that's profiling, Nellie.
Yeah.
Well, again, I mean, you know, I'll go over and park on North Ray Street all day long.
Well, anyway, it certainly is a.
Hey, speaking of which,
it's good to see that, you know, I think that it's good that people at least follow the rules.
All I know is Shelley risked her life every day, Monday through Friday, in school traffic at Barron County High School.
I saw Angela risk her life yesterday. We were up on a square. There was a pedestrian got clipped right there at the corner of Ray Street and Main Street. And,
Barely clipped. It wasn't like a huge deal.
No, right. But as you were crossing the street in front of me, there's a guy that turned left at the square.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, if you're watching online, you'll know we got one of those squares where you got to go around one direction. It's like, you know, in France or whatever. But
he did almost hit.
He did, and it took me a minute. I was like, why is this such a jam right here? Well, he was turning left.
He wasn't the brightest crayon in the box.
No, but the lady behind that was sitting at the light when I crossed behind, I was looking all over the place. She was dying laughing.
There you
I thought,
go.
here we go. Angela Brady's going to get killed right on the square.
I would have gone live from a scene.
I would have gone line. You would have went down.
Y'all's data transfer is way too fast. You're jumping off topic and filling us with a lot of details we got to process.
That's because the log sheet,
Yeah.
it just says tidbits. It doesn't have
All
like
right,
details.
that's right. Well, that's what it is, all right.
There's
Tidbits.
no outline.
Yeah, we should name it Connect the Dots.
There you go.
Stories with Walter.
Here we go.
Walter Mitty, not
That's
Walter
right. Where is
Cronkite.
Walter going to today?
He said Cronkite.
Walter Mitty.
Here we go. This story out of, well, actually, this is a story that you and I and Angela were talking about when we got to work this morning because CBS, what's the world coming to when Monopoly invents a cheaters edition?
I didn't know there was ever not. I thought that's just how you played.
Family game nights have ended the same way at least once. Somebody makes an angering play and the game board gets flipped into the air because somebody's accused of cheating.
Yes.
For those players always seeking to get one over on others, Monopoly now has a cheaters edition.
It's not cheating. It's called house rules.
You know, we used to have
challenges players to get away with as much as one can, stealing from the bank, skipping spaces, avoiding rent. It all goes to...
Sounds like my life.
Well, I was going to say, there's another board game like that called Life. It all goes as long as players get away with it. According to Monopoly maker Hasbro, a recent study showed nearly half of game players attempt to cheat
The other
during
half lied about it.
Monopoly games. So in 2018, Hasbro has decided it was time to give fans what they have been craving for all along.
No one will cheat now.
Traditional Monopoly. Some rules still apply. The goal of driving others into bankruptcy by purchasing land and charging rent remains, but the player rolls and moves their token accordingly and follows instructions depending on where they land.
It sounds like a generational shift altogether. Like, it sounds like, okay, the difference between a 40-year-old and a 17-year-old. That's what it sounds like to me.
The big change comes in the lack of a game banker.
You got to take on the man.
What do you got, like an ATM card?
Players are their own bankers in each turn. They also
power to the people.
They give you a chip, Angela.
They also get 5 cheat cards in the center of the board. At any given time, players who successfully pull off a cheat are rewarded $200. Now, see,
you get caught,
let's reward you for cheating.
Yeah, if you get
there's
caught,
a life lesson.
Every
for
time
sure.
you can get one in on the man, get one.
That's
you gotta
right.
get caught, they send you to stand underneath the contrails.
There you go.
Perhaps the most amusing part: players caught cheating move their token to jail and are physically handcuffed to the game board until they pay to get out, or other players go to jail. The game includes a pair of plastic handcuffs.
We had a game called Scatagories. You may be familiar.
I'm familiar with it. Yes.
We actually called it Fightagories.
Uh-huh.
We could not sit at the table and play that game without somebody coming to. I mean, it would come to fisticuffs in the middle of the kitchen floor.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, you're going to mess it up on this Monopoly thing because you're chained to the board.
Yeah, you know, so that's well, it's life, like you said. You get the little pink guy, jamming him in the car, and there you go.
Maybe it's just me. I never took board games that seriously.
Yeah,
I don't really like them that much.
All right, so
I thought I was sorry.
Now Twister can get kind of,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, anyway, that's where we are today on Tidbit News. To recap, since I don't even remember what I said.
We diverted.
To recap, I like Shelley.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
Parking tickets are still terrible.
Yes, and Monopoly has a cheaters game out there that you can, actually, you can say it's the game of life, and you can also feed the pig.
Yep, don't forget to feed the pig. We
For
got
the-
our good folks down there.
And it's chemtrails, not contrails. There we go. That's a wrap.
Well, is that what they're calling? That's what you guys call them.
So Big Mama said it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to.
That's right. Okay. Tidbit News. We'll dig around for some more tomorrow, okay?
We can do it.
Okay.
Why settle for less when you can do more with a new smartphone and get more for your trade? Now at Bluegrass Cellular, get twice the value of your trade-in up to $650 off when you buy a new smartphone. Just bring your device into your nearest Bluegrass Cellular location and we'll double the discount credit on your new device. Visit bluegrasscellular.com for more details or stop by your nearest location to trade in and save today. Restrictions apply. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
This month at Bluegrass Cellular, buy an LG G5 smartphone on Freedom Expanded and get a second one free. With a 16-megapixel wide-angle camera and a unique modular design, the G5 is unlike any other smartphone. With a savings of $360 on 2 G5 phones, Bluegrass Cellular is unlike any other carrier. Shop anytime at bluegrasscellular.com or stop by your nearest location and experience the Bluegrass difference today. Restrictions apply. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
All right, so folks, I just heard from Barron County Deputy Mike Houchins, and he said the sheriff's office has received several calls recently about an IRS scam that's happened in this area. The person that calls you on the phone claims they're from the IRS and that they tell you that basically you owe back taxes. They tell you that you need to send them a money order or they're going to have the police come and get you. They're going to serve a warrant, basically. Deputy Houchins says this is absolutely a scam. The IRS will not contact you by phone and make you send them a money order. It's super fakeness. If you receive one of these calls or a similar call in reference to someone telling that you got to send them a money order, Deputy Houchins says, don't do it. Don't send any random person a money order. The sheriff's office will not notify you, over the phone, hey, this is IRS, they're going to come serve you with a warrant. It just doesn't happen. If you've received one of these calls, if one of these scammers calls you, 651-2771.
Yeah, it's good to have. They're right on top of that too, because people will try anything, and I appreciate you breaking in there and passing that along.
Do you remember that scammer that I recorded on the phone a couple years ago?
I do.
Where he was going, you are a criminal person.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
I need to pull that story back up and rerun it.
Kind of. Well, it's a little broken English there. That's a giveaway.
And he went blah 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 blah.
All right.
Melissa said at the bank they'd had a few of their customers that got those phone calls, so be on the lookout.
Let's go to Hurt Auto Sales on West Main Street in Glasgow, where Bobby Lee Hurt is hanging out, ready to break out the February calendar today. Bobby Lee, how you doing?
Doing well, Henry. I tell you, getting ready to start this new month off and
sell a lot of cars, hopefully.
I think that February is a good car month because, we're sort of in transition. We get to test out. We'll probably have a few wintry days where we'll see that the vehicle we have is not good for this particular time of year, and we can go up there to Hurt Auto Sales and fix all that, can't we?
We most certainly can, Henry. We've got 40 cars to choose from.
40 cars. That's more than there are days in the month.
That's right, and we'll be glad to sell all of them.
That's right. At least sell one a day, right?
That's right. We'll get some new ones. That's for sure.
All right. Well, tell me about it.
Anyway, you just got in a 2009 BMW 325i.
Yeah.
Little four-door sedan. Sunroof was loaded up, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's white with black leather inside. It's really, really pretty car. Okay?
And want to remind our new listeners that BMW, of course, stands for Bobby's Most Wanted. And you've got another one.
We most certainly do, and hopefully it won't last long. It's price. We got a price, Henry, at $8,900.
Woo! That's going to keep it from being around for long because somebody's going to take advantage of that one.
They most certainly will. Okay? And just traded for a couple of days ago a 2012 Chevy Cruze.
Oh.
It's LTZ, the best one they make.
Mm-hmm.
A four-door sedan, the local trade, and we have it priced at $9,500. Okay?
See, we hadn't even got close to $10,000 yet.
That's right, and we're going to go on down.
Okay. Okay.
Got a 01 Ford Explorer, four-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a two-door Explorer,
mm-hmm.
And we've got it priced to sell for just $2,500.
That's one we talked about a couple of days ago about climbing straight up the hill if need be.
That's right. You just go way up the hill.
That's right.
On top of it, as a matter of fact.
With your great purchase, I might add, $2,500. Woo!
Yes, sir.
Buy two.
Buy two. That's right. Hey, well, we've got a throwaway car coming up next. If you don't like it, just leave it where it's sitting. But it's a 90. We just got it, Henry. It's a 91 Chrysler LeBaron.
Okay.
It's a little four-door sedan. It runs out well.
Yeah.
It's like you say, not the prettiest apple in the bushel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we've got it priced for just $450.
I've never known of you to advertise a $450 car, so I applaud you for that.
That's the cheapest car I've ever had. So, hey.
$450, and I'm thinking of all types of funny things we could say, like maybe it's so cheap we're going to charge you to test drive it, which is not true, I should say.
It'll go. It's just like I say, it's not the prettiest apple in the basket, but it'll get you where you need to go if you just need a good old work car or whatever.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun to buy it and just to see, actually redo the outside.
And get this in there, it's got a Landau top.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
That's a vinyl top.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. A half of one.
A half a top, a Landau top. I've learned even more things today.
Yeah, that's what they call a half a vinyl is a Landau.
Okay. Boy, I have learned so much, and here I was thinking I didn't want to put you on the spot by asking you what LTZ stood for.
Hey, that is the top of the line.
Top of the line, and the Landau top can come in LTZ too, I guess.
Yeah, I think they quit making those Landau tops a few years ago.
Yeah, but you can still get one today at Hurt Auto Sales.
Yeah, you can still get one, and actually the top's in good shape.
Yeah.
And come in and. You haven't got a lot of money? Hey, we can help you spend it, okay?
It's a nice place to go and visit. Just sit up there. Bobby's office is right on top of from the highest point on the lot. You can see the entire lot and just sit there and ask him questions about each one you see.
That's right. We've got all sorts of vehicles, Henry, all the way from Mini Coopers to Yukon XL. So we got about any size vehicle that you would want, okay?
And you'll enjoy dealing, as so many folks do enjoy dealing, with Hurt Auto Sales, 621 West Main Street in Glasgow, where Bobby Lee Hurt goes by the motto of
no pain when you trade with Hurt.
Thank you, Bobby Lee.
A local radio service of Royce Radio Incorporated.
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Munfordville, Glasgow.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Simmons Beauty Rest.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The president has until tomorrow to decide whether to release a classified memo on surveillance and the Russia investigation. FBI Director Christopher Wray is urging him not to. Congressman Adam Schiff now claims the memo was altered after Republicans voted to send it to Mr. Trump. Correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
Overnight, the intelligence panel's top Democrat alleged GOP Chairman Devin Nunes